So have you ever seen those photographers who post a gorgeous photo of a sky during sunset or sunrise and wonder how come when I take a photo, the sky doesn't pop as much as it does in theirs? I'm going to show you 4 quick steps that you can follow in order to bring back some of the colors into your photo. I have to preface this. Please shoot with raw images. So when you have raw images, all the data, all the color is in the photo. So let me show you. Looking at this photo, it's a very nice photo of the night sky in Veradero, Cuba that I've taken 2 years ago. Let me show you how it looked after I edited it. So take a look at that. Like, wow, like look at all the purples and the orange and the red and the blue and all these things. All this is possible because I shot with a raw image. So all that information was in the image. Let's get started. So first things first, we don't want barreling. No chromatic aberrations, no barreling. And now let's kick up the exposure. We want to see some details. 0.9 is pretty good actually. Now let's bring some contrast because we want the clouds to pop. Okay, let's see, 20 works. We're actually gonna drop the highlight a bit so the orange sticks out a little bit more than the whites, and we're also going to do the same for the whites shortly. Let's actually bring the shadows down. We really want contrast. All right, and we will reduce the whites, but not too much. And blacks, we could leave it like that. Let's dehaze it slightly. And now let's bring up the vibrance. There's a lot of purple and other colors in the sky, a little bit of navy blue, all these things. So we want to increase the tint. And now, once we have all these settings, we're moving on to the second step, which is calibration. So going to the calibrated menu, we want to adjust the tint even further to make it more towards this magenta. And now we're starting to see it. It's coming out now slowly, right? Now we're going to do something similar for the red because there's red hues in the sky. Let's adjust that, the primary reds, to this shade so it pops out a bit more, and we're gonna saturate it. Starting to look better already. And same thing with the greens, because there's just a bit. All right, saturate that. 15 is pretty good. Now let's think about the water, because the red is bouncing off the blues. So let's adjust the tint of the blue to make the red pop up a bit more. Here we go. 24. Saturate it just a bit. Nice. Now let's go on to the third step, which is the HSL adjustments. Now we're going to start off with saturation. Want to bump the reds just a bit, and the oranges, of course. Yeah, we're gonna even take that to 50. There's just a hint of yellow. It's a bit hard to see. It's overpowered by the red and orange, but there's a hint of yellow. The green, it's not picked up too well by the water, but we can just bump it up slightly. It doesn't hurt. It's not picked up in the image, but we can do something about the blues because there's a little bit in the sky in the top left corner. You can see it. 45. And actually we will put this to 28. Now we have the purples. Let's deepen that. I'll even go to 70. And the magentas. Now let's make that pop out. Yes, fantastic. Now when we go to luminance, we can lighten it. And don't worry about the red area indicates that it's a bit overexposed here. We'll fix that in a minute. So let's lighten that slightly, not too much, maybe 15. Let's do the same for the oranges. We can deepen it. Actually, yeah, let's deepen that slightly. Actually, we'll do the opposite for the green. Slightly. Yeah, I like the contrast in the sky. So we're gonna bring that to 30. Purple, let's illuminate it just a bit. And we're going to do the same with the magentas here. And now let's go to hues. We want it more orange, we want it more red. Let's make it slightly more red. And orange is same thing. Actually, let's leave that. Yeah, so we're gonna actually hop down to the blues. This way it's a bit more consistent, but I actually kind of prefer that. It reminds me of the night sky. So I'm actually gonna bring it this way. More so maybe 25, 26. And we get a bit of that in the horizon. We bring out the magentas in the horizon. And yes, so far so good. The image is a bit noisy only because it was taken at night. So we could just bump up the luminance a little bit, but not too much. We don't want to lose so much details. Maybe 20. Yes, already looking better. Those are some basic adjustments. The last thing I wanted to do, as you saw in the image I showed earlier, by the way, these photos are on my Instagram, db_studios_. Please follow my Instagram to be up to date with all these posts. I'm doing several series where I'm uploading these photos. So the last thing I really want to do is actually fix the horizon line. I mean, I get it. It's like curved. Like nothing's really wrong with that. But I mean, to me, it would be better to just have it like a little bit more flat. We could rotate it slightly, because there's just so many ways you can actually correct it. You can use these lines, but rotating it is always interesting. And then you could just scale it in, and there you go. Every photo that you've taken, you can always do some work on it post-production. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for what's coming next on this channel, and I hope to see you all in the next one.